Hare Krishna. It seems we have an early request for everyone to move up. If you can do it now. It's also good for synergy, if you can, of course. Just move up, bring it in. It's more inclusive, and people can easily shuffle in once more people come. Welcome to ISKCON of Silicon Valley, our International Society for Krishna Consciousness, established by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, whose murti or form is there on this ornate seat called the Vyasasana, offered to exalted personalities in the spiritual field. And just some context before, A.C. Bhaktivedanta, who I'll reverentially call Prabhupada, affectionately, he came on a cargo ship in his elder years, simply on the order of his spiritual teacher, to help the fallen souls of the Western world. The orientation point is India. West is here. And not all of you, just generally speaking. And because of Prabhupada's selfless efforts, we are all here in this moment, simply because of his mercy. And the design of this program will be I'll do a gratitude round, and then we'll go into some pranam mantras to invoke auspiciousness and give respect. And then we'll go into Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is considered the sublime and simple way of connecting to Krishna at the present moment in this current age, called Kali Yuga. Yuga means a cycle of time or epoch of time. Cycle means it's not linear, straightforward. It continues to go in orbit, so to say. This is the fourth of the four yugas called Kali, but I have also heard, even though it's not the greatest time period to be alive, it is at the same time, for several reasons. One is, it's considered the Satya Yuga, or the golden age of Kali Yuga, because Krishna is available in name, which anyone can utter, and almost everyone. As we were in India a few months ago, and there's one gentleman, he was deaf, so he didn't utter it, but what he did do is, he did do this. In this way, there is no disqualification. Anyone can take to it, no hard and fast rules. And then I'll go into a little bit about how anyone can plug into the ISKCON movement, no matter what position they might be in. Elderly, young, shape, size, doesn't matter. And that'll be covered in a formula that I have got from others and added some of my own according to my own practice. It's called the ABCDE, and wait for it, HP formula. Okay? ABCDE HP, acronym. And I'll go ahead and describe that later, but for now, the first mantra is to Prabhupada, the second mantra is to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is non-different from Krishna. And the third mantra is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. The first two you can sing along with me. They're displayed on the screen. And the last one, the mantra Hare Krishna, I'll do call and you can respond if you wish. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nivishesha Shunyavari Paschatya Desha Dharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to my spiritual master. Thank you to His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu, Her Grace Mother Nilakula, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, for his active and daring attitude. Thank you to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his associates, and thank you to all of you for being here present today. Vancha kalpa tarubhisha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. International Society for Krishna Consciousness, as I mentioned earlier, was established formally by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada in 1966, New York City. And to understand this a little better context, Krishna, according to this philosophy and theology of Bhagavad Gita, He is the original person, just as all of us had or have at one point in time a father, and then your father had a father, etc. That if we go all the way up the line, that we stop at a supreme person. This is just according to modern material knowledge. There has to be a source. And then we culminate in what's called a supreme person, from which everything is emanating. Janmad asya yataha. And then someone may think that's quite experienced on the intellectual sphere. Well, if I have a father and you're saying this, then who's Krishna's father? We can understand from Leela or divine play that Krishna, he takes different forms or positions according to the desire of his devotees, those who are dedicated to him. However, simultaneously and ultimately, he's the original person, Janmadasya Yataha, from which everything is coming. There's another aphorism or statement. It says, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. The translation into English is that Nityo Nityanam, of the eternals, plural, there's one chief eternal. And Chetanas, Chetananam, of the cognizant or conscious, plural, there is a chief cognizant. And Eko Bahunam, it's one in source. Yo Vidadati Kaman, and it's dispensing the desirable objects of all the dependents, means us as humans and other species of life. According to the Vedic understanding, there's 8,400,000 different species of life, of which human beings are 400,000 in category, not necessarily by body, but by consciousness. And Krishna, he explained this supreme science of knowing what is matter and what is spirit a long time ago to Arjuna. And he also states, does Krishna, that in course of time it was the succession, means the understanding, it lost its cohesiveness. It means it was very, you could say, smooth. It was compatible. However, after some time, that chain of disciplic succession got broken, and therefore there was a need to reestablish it. Just as, for example, I don't use mathematics all that much. Just simple addition and subtraction I try to stick with. But if I did study some trigonometry pre-calculus in high school, I don't remember most of it, but if someone were to give me some information, I could probably, Krishna willing, apply my minimal intellect and start to recall some of the principles and so forth. That similarly, all this is actually inherent within the living entity. All this means knowing who one is and one's ultimate welfare and the corresponding function with that. And Prabhupada has defined, at least in one place, what Krishna consciousness means. Krishna consciousness means the original, natural state of complete awareness of Krishna and a loving connection to Him. And we say, when I say Him, and the Bhagavad Gita states Him and so forth, it's translated that way, the technical term is called Purusha. Purusha literally means that which enjoys other things. And we are known as Prakriti, that which is enjoyed. And that's actually the perfection of the spirit soul, is to give enjoyment to Krishna's senses, just as we have these gross and subtle senses on the material platform, taste, touch, hearing, etc. And then the subtle functions of mind, intelligence, and in a conditioned state of existence called false ego. Now, rewind. The reason I bring this up is because Srila Prabhupada and his predecessors, those that came before him, understood that the majority of the living entities in the material world are forgetful of Krishna. And therefore they're in a state of intermittent anxiety, sometimes meeting with sukham, happiness, and sometimes meeting with dukkham, distress. But is it not so that we want happiness all the time. Is that an agreeable statement? We do, right? And tired of expecting happiness and not getting it. Why is that so? And Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita that it's due to contact dhyato vishaya pumsam. Pumsam, the person. Dhyato contemplates. Vishayam, the sense objects. Means that which is not in direct connection with Krishna, because actually everything is created from Krishna. But it takes on a particular facility to give the opportunity for the living entities to exercise a certain desire. And the way Prabhupada would sometimes give this example is the prison house. The prison house might look from the outside in as a place that's not wanted, but it serves a purpose, right? Those that are criminalistic in mindset and actually acting on that mindset, they need a certain place to dwell. And it's supposed to be actually a place of rehabilitation. Generally what happens is this concept called recidivism. Recidivism means the activity that got one in there, when they get out, they do the same thing and they go back again. In psychology, they call this a negative feedback loop. It means thinking, feeling. It's difficult to distinguish which one it is. And because of that, one takes action. And it's just a cycle, basically. We call that in Sanskrit ugra karma. That means a ferocious activities. And the purpose, again, come back to the prison house, is to give an opportunity for those that have acted criminalistically to rectify their behavior. That similarly, this is what the material world is for us. And the good thing is that we've been doing it and we're doing it now. One aspect is called Krishna Katha. Katha means topics or messages, and Krishna means the Supreme Person that simply speak about Krishna. And this is one of the aspects that I'll go into later. Coming to the formula of A, B, C, D, E, not F, G, H, P, okay? A, B, C, D, H, P. And some of you may know it. For me, when I first heard it, it resonated with my heart, because I thought that is simple enough, yet effective enough that I can get behind that. Effective and simple, that's what I like. Therefore, I have picked this topic of how to plug into Krishna consciousness through this A, B, C, D, E, H, P formula for anyone, anywhere. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. A is for association. Sadhu Sangha. Now, there's a couple things that Prabhupada mentioned, although he's mentioned so many things about association. He mentions that it's contagious. Nowadays, we have this different forms of flu going around, right? As a COVID is still a thing, an epidemic nowadays. Still. I do hear of some people falling ill still. I don't know to that or not, but the idea in principle is that association is just like that. It's infectious for one who associates with devotees. And just a little prerequisite to the sadhu sangha, it necessitates that at first, what's called adau shraddha in Sanskrit. That means there's, at least the living entity should have some preliminary faith. Otherwise, there is no question of advancement. And let's just make it practical. Suppose you drove to get here today, but you didn't have faith in your car. So rewind time. Would you even get in the car if you had no faith? Maybe or maybe not, right? Just imagine now applying this concept of no faith in anything in all aspects of life. What do you think would happen? I'll tell you what would be in a state of what we call a state of static state. It means to be in one place, inert. Therefore, Prabhupada has mentioned that we live in a faith-based world, and this faith is natural. He also did Srila Prabhupada, that especially in times of great desperation, it's natural for the living entity to go down to their knees and supplicate their hands and say, "Oh God, please save me." Just as maybe a few weeks ago you may have felt there was a very strong earthquake in this area. I remember thinking, "Oh, I'm in trouble here. I can do nothing. What can I do to stop the earthquake?" So in this way, the living entity needs first a Adau Shraddha, this preliminary faith, just a little bit, before one starts to associate with devotees, sadhu sangha. And being contagious, it's also purifying, because this is an aspect of Krishna's nature called uttamam pavitram. Pavitram means purifying, and uttamam means the highest, or supermost, superior. That Prabhupada gave this example is, suppose this microphone stand was iron and we put it into the fire sacrifice that sometimes happens here. After some time, the contact of these two items, the superior nature of the fire will take over the inferior nature of the iron. And as such, the iron will then no longer be acting and function as iron, a base metal, but it will act instead just as fire would. And similarly, when the living entity comes in contact with Krishna and or his devotees, 100% engaged in his service, one also becomes purified. This is a association, and this is mentioned as, for a pure devotee, lavena, that even less than a fraction of a moment in contact with such a personality, at that moment, the living entity gets injected with what's called bhakti lata bij, or the seed of devotion, the creeper of devotion. And we say injected, it's already there. It's more of, you can say, a stimulation process. It gets reawakened when the living entity is receptive enough for it. And this is stated by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, text 34, wherein Krishna gives the perfect combination between a teacher and a student for perfect knowledge. And what he states essentially, does Krishna, is first, humble yourself. It's humble means to come to a conclusion in a healthy way, in a positive way, that we are very small, Anu, and Krishna is very great, Vibhu. And as such, one is meant to follow that personality. That's the perfection. It's coming from the Greek word humus. Humus literally means the ground or the earth. That means to be like the earth, low in nature. And this is conducive for spiritual advancement. And then Krishna states also, be inquisitive. Ask why. And I'll get into the 7 whys or purposes of ISKCON that Prabhupada has given later. It's important, I'll just give a preview, that the why is important to remain inspired, motivated to take action. More on that later. And then the third thing that Krishna mentions to transmit perfect knowledge between the teacher and the disciple is to render service, sevaya. And this service I'll also mention later in more detail. It is the active principle, so to say, in this transference of knowledge. So A is association, sadhu sangha. B is books. Now, being as some of Swamis that have come through here, in the ISKCON movement, saying this is the spiritual hub of Sankirtan book distribution, because His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu is quite fired up about distributing books in as many languages as possible. The statement that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave about every town and village on the earth will Mora Nam, sing my name. His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu has taken that to his heart, and he says every town and village means every language, including Arabic, Farsi, English, etc. Now, books, reading and distributing and sponsoring. You could do that also. 3 functions of the Sankirtan movement. And Prabhupada has extended the Sankirtan meaning to be defined as anything, means any activity that glorifies Lord Krishna. This is Sankirtan. Prabhupada has said books are a direct connection to Krishna. He has also said my purports are my devotional ecstasies. That means that if one takes this humble example and becomes inquisitive and becomes service-oriented, that one can assimilate all necessary imports of the Vedas according to Srila Prabhupada's realization, simply by reading the books that he himself has authorized one to read and becoming as if one was a scientist. What do scientists do? Well, they go to the laboratory, they create a controlled environment, and then they start to examine each variable of the experiment, and then develop a hypothesis or a theory about what is expected. And then they go ahead and try it out. They call it experimentation, and then observation of a result. That the Krishna consciousness movement is just like that. This formula, A, B, C, D, E, H, P, is actually the hypothetical theory that we can try out. So books are a direct connection to Krishna. And they also help one to act and speak and think with conviction, because it has a way of, if you've read and continuously read, that the intellect will become refined. And then the intellect is called Viveka Buddhi, is one aspect of intelligence in Sanskrit. That means that aspect of intelligence which allows one to discern properly. Viveka Buddhi, it's called. And this is just one factor of this Viveka Buddhi, that reading, discussing, reflecting, sharing Srila Prabhupada's purports about Krishna directly and indirectly means Krishna has directly spoken it, or his devotees have spoken it about him. That if one simply read that and get a mature understanding, that one can get a direct connection with Krishna. Why is that so? Because Krishna is achintya. He possesses potencies that are inconceivable to the average mind, which is limited by space and time. So what is necessary to plug into something which is inconceivable? One is acceptance. Simply accept that one cannot even produce perfectly a blade of grass Or I was looking just yet the other day, I was at the Santa Clara DMV and I saw what looked to be a miniature dragon. It had all the aspects of a dragon, except it didn't breathe fire, but it had a little tail that swiveled like this. And I was thinking, where can the modern scientists produce this kind of insect? Where is it? But Krishna has already done that. It's all there, respectfully. And therefore, this is one aspect of book reading, that it allows the individual to have this viveka buddhi. Now, on the distribution side of books, for one thing, it's very exciting. Once it gets past the anxiety, perhaps, of the first few times, one reason is why you never know who you're going to meet, what kind of background they have, but you're coming with a message from a good place of substance and talking about the highest topic, what is the absolute truth. And there's bound to be something exciting to happen, and no matter what, who you meet. Especially if I come from an apostolic Christian background, so I can say this. If you meet a fanatical Christian or Catholic, you'll know it fireworks immediately. They want this theology. You want to understand who's God. Is Christ is God or not? Krishna is God or not? Like this. So the book distribution is very fun, actually. And His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu and other devotees have come up with so many tools that one can easily plug in. Sankirtan tools. There's distributebooks.com. There's recordings of other devotees also distributing books. It says easy, simple process, rather. Read books, distribute books, and sponsor books. More on that later. That's B, okay? A, association, B, books. C is chanting, which we just did a little while ago. Now the chanting, this is recommended by Krishna himself in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, in which he states that I am the transcendental Om, and of sacrifices, I am the chanting of japa, or the holy names. And japa means our own personal practice that we do utter to ourselves for Krishna. And then there's the public chanting of Krishna's name, and we generally call this Harinam Sankirtan, where we go out and publicly utter the holy names, liberally distribute books and prasadam, and good association. And we do this, means ISV, on a monthly basis, usually in downtown Palo Alto. If you're not have experienced it yet, it's really fun. You're welcome to join us at 6:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, usually on Fridays. Then you can experience all this in one go, a couple hours. Now, the reason I give C, chanting, as referenced by Srila Prabhupada, is because the other practices as recommended by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, such as the Ashtanga Yoga process, or cultivating knowledge, or mystic elevation, these different processes of yoga means to link or to connect, to bind two things together, or to plus one, as Prabhupada said. The bhakti yoga process, it means loving devotional service, particularly through chanting, is the most effective for several reasons. This age, Kali Yuga, is known particularly for hypocrisy and quarrel. And anyone have experience with this in their lifetime on this planet? A little bit, just about a quarter of you. The other ones, I want to know how you avoid that after class. Given that hypocrisy, quarrel is there, a short duration of life, memory is difficult to recall. And as mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a different literature that I'm alluding to, is that these all make for a difficult go for the jiva, the soul. And therefore it's called durga. Ga means going and dur means tough or difficult. And as such, that a wise person will contemplate, okay, what is the easiest way out of this place? It's much like a labyrinth. Labyrinth is a fancy word that means maze. How do I get out of this labyrinth of the material world? I just got pushed in here, and perhaps I have some memory of my younger years. Now fast forward, and I can see the end is coming near, but what am I supposed to be doing? What is going to bring satisfaction to my heart? And therefore Krishna recommends, and is echoed by Srila Prabhupada and others, is to simply chant the Maha Mantra or the Maha Vak. Vak means utter, and Maha means great. Chant this mantra of deliverance, the Hare Krishna and Hare Rama mantra. 32 syllables, 16 words, one goal. Reawaken, Prema Pumarto Mahan, the loving propensity of the living entity for Krishna. And one anecdote on this, and then I'll move on to D. I was in downtown Santa Cruz some time ago, and one person had a lizard on their body and was covered as if it was cold, just like a baby. And I was thinking at that time, we all want to love something. And Prabhupada has mentioned this, that if one does not love God, then one will love dog. And there's nothing wrong with dog. He's just saying that devoid of Krishna, one will have to love something. However, what can one repose their love in that is going to eternally reciprocate? Because the way Prabhupada gives the example is that the living entities come together under different designations such as father, mother, son, daughter, uncle, and whatever it is. And then the current of time, means the wave of time in the river, then separates all these people. Then one can inquire or ponder, where is my eternal relationship? And how do I reattain that? His Holiness Devamrita Swami, he basically described it like this. The living entity, pure, at some point in time thought, what would it be without Krishna? Or besides what Krishna is suggesting. And at that time, again, because Jyayato Vishaya Pumsam, everything starts with contemplation, and then naturally one develops attachment for the object of contemplation. For example, most people relish pizza, right? I've been told pizza is a self-realized chapati. Is that true? I appreciated that. There was a debate, actually, amongst some personalities. They said, well, what is better, Indian cuisine or Western? And one person said, oh, chapati. The other person said, pizza, Prabhu, pizza. And he said, come on, chapatis are good, but pizza, self-realized chapati. So in this way, most people relish pizza. And if one can redirect their loving propensity to Krishna, then one relishes in due course of time, simply a matter of re-arousing or stimulating again. A, B, C, chanting. D, naturally diet. Prabhupada echoes what Krishna himself has stated in the 9th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, text 26. Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhakta prayachati. The first half of this statement, Krishna states, offer a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, and if it's offered with a sense of affection, with some dedication, oh dear Krishna, you don't need anything, but if you kindly accept this, I will be very happy. Then Krishna accepts it because he's conquered by love. And he states this elsewhere in the 10th chapter, 10th verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Te sham satatayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Prabhupada translates priti purvakam as loving ecstasy. Loving ecstasy. And this is what's required for advancing on the path of devotional service. So Krishna consciousness is there's an underlying sense of, Krishna, I love you. Simple as that. D, diet. Prabhupada purports about Krishna Prasad that when one, Krishna, first of all, Prasad means grace, remnants in the form of foodstuff in this particular case, is that it's when one gathers the items that are necessary for cooking. This is called bhoga in Sanskrit. Bhoga, means sense enjoyment. Then, if it's done in a state of Krishna consciousness, which means thinking about Krishna and what will satisfy him, then when it's offered with that kind of awareness, it gets transformed. Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti, because Krishna has unlimited sense control. Just as our tongue can only taste and utter something, our eyes can only see, and so far, our ears can only hear, etc. But Krishna, he's unlimited. His senses are not bound. They can do whatever they want at any time. And as such, if one simply offers the food to Krishna, then it becomes blessed or sanctified. And guess what? All karmic reactions vanquished. Because the general rule holds true that jiva jivasya jivanam, that in this material world, one living entity is food for another. And therefore, there's bound to be a reaction, just as the mouse eats the cheese, and then the snake eats the mouse, and the mongoose eats the snake, and then maybe a lion can kill a mongoose. Lion kills the mongoose, and then the human comes with some technology and kills the lion, and then natural disturbances can kill the human being or just other human beings. That in this way, it's natural to incur unwanted karma, but if one offers simply with a sense of devotion, priti purvakam, then it becomes transcendentalized, and as such, one ingests that. And Prabhupada purports that then the finer brain tissues, they're enhanced. It means that they improve. And then when the finer tissues of the brain are improved or enhanced, then one's intelligence becomes enhanced. And we touched on Viveka Buddhi earlier. Then intelligence, refined, can contemplate, Prabhupada says, the path of liberation. The path of liberation. The second aspect that I'll talk about for diet is that it also naturally, if one has the awareness, it creates the understanding that Krishna is actually the controller and owner. He's the proprietor, in other words. There's a statement in the Ishopanishad. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yakincha jagatam jagat tena tyaktena bunchita magridya kasya svidanam. The essence and the translation means that everything is owned and controlled by the Lord in this world. And knowing that one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. If one simply understands this cent%, then it creates a very easy path to progress. Krishna is the owner. This is for diet. Okay, E. Can anyone guess E? Who said that? E. Yes, engagement in this sense synonymous with seva. Seva means service. Now, at least in two places, Krishna himself directly states in the Bhagavad Gita that we're naturally inclined to service. No one can escape it. Just as probably the majority of you have some boss, is it not? That you have to report to, that you're serving your boss directly or indirectly. And even the president, prime minister, king, when they were still kings, they are supposed to be first-class providers of the subjects or the citizens. That's their main purpose, actually. However, in general, due to Michel's iron laws of oligarchy, it states that the average ruler uses the power and the position that they have thereof to remain in power instead of utilize it to benefit praja. That means not just humans, all of creation. Just as you may have seen it raining last couple days and supposed to continue, perhaps, is that the snails come out, right? And then you might have seen that there's a lot of them that met their death because probably one of us stepped on them. So in this way, the king, president, prime minister, is supposed to give protection to all living entities. And how does one do that? By creating awareness that there's a soul within every animate and inanimate object. And this is how to understand what we call sambandha gyan. Sambandha means a relationship. Gyan means knowledge of us, one self, with Krishna. And it necessitates also within that relationship of knowledge with Krishna, what is matter and what is spirit. Matter is something that has a beginning and an end, and spirit is something that is indestructible. Krishna states this in the Bhagavad Gita also in the 2nd chapter. And the idea is that, coming back to the point, is we live in a service-based world. One cannot escape it, no matter what kind of position one is in. Therefore, the idea is to understand whom to serve and what kind of service I should render and in what mood one should render the service. These are important factors when rendering any service. Last thing on this service idea. Prabhupada gave the minimum. If you cannot read the books, or you don't want to, whatever it might be. I met someone past Tuesday, and this person said, no, I don't like books, nor do I like it when people push them on me. And I said, okay. Prabhupada replied about this same question, that at the very least, chant, dance, take prasad, and go home. The very minimum. And I was listening to one conversation recorded by Prabhupada a while back, and someone was telling Prabhupada, they're not reading Prabhupada, they're not absorbing the philosophy. And Prabhupada said, don't worry about the philosophy, just let them chant and take prasad. Because one understands, if one is, again, refining the brain tissues, then, and do kshane is one Sanskrit word that's used. It means over a period of lifetimes. Although one does not have to wait lifetimes. It can be as little as Prabhupada said, 1 minute. Very boldly in one recorded video. It really depends on the eagerness of the living entity. One is called loliam, as one word used. In Sanskrit, it means to have greed, spiritual greed. And this intensified greed, it can be very conducive, means helpful to advancing on the path of Krishna consciousness. This is engagement seva, which is synonymous with book distribution that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so we must have got those before. A, B, C, D, E. Association, books, chanting, diet, engagement or service. H. This is something I have come into contemplate recently. It's called health. Because I have noticed, I have a little bit of a sporting background where weight management was extremely important. And then after 8 years or so in the ISKCON movement, I'm starting to get a little belly now. I was wondering, why is this happening? I think it's probably those gulab jamuns. I say this very affectionately, but it does require that one have a little bit of a discrimination when it comes to prasad, because Prabhupada has mentioned realistically, practically, that it's important to take care of health. Because if one is bedridden and or in some dire situation of ailment that does not allow one to use their human facilities to render their service regularly and with enthusiasm, etc., steadiness, then it is suggested to examine, okay, what am I putting into my body and at what time of the day? And also, there's just a little side note, is that there's something in this human body that's called the lymph system. Lymph system means it's a drainage system really for detoxification, but it only gets activated through physical movement. So one person has found this out at least, and what they did in their office or their workspace, they put one of those little trampolines. You ever see it? It's a one-person tramp, and then they just bounce up and down for some time. But the idea is that it's just physical movement. Something that simple is very healthy. And I'll reference one story that I read recently in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. It means Prabhupada's pastimes, which is largely recorded just before he left for US and then when he came here and went other places. Prabhupada was in New York, and he was having heart palpitations, means irregular heartbeat. And his disciples were wondering what's wrong with him. It wasn't ecstatic bhava or spiritual ecstasy. It was a physical illness. And come to know, he was having trouble with Srila Prabhupada speaking. His eyes were rolling, and sometimes he was falling back uncontrollably. And when he was able to speak, he told his disciples, don't call a doctor and don't take me to the hospital. Give me my beads and you chant Hare Krishna. So what did they do? They gave him his beads. They chanted Hare Krishna. And he also mentioned one more thing. Prabhupada said, you also pray to Lord Nrsingadev that, please, my master has not finished his work. Spare him. And what did his disciples do? They did the later three things: give him his beads, chant Hare Krishna, and also pray to Lord Nrsimhadev. But the first two, they didn't follow. So they called two doctors. The first one came and looked at Prabhupada and immediately said, he's praying too much. He needs to walk more. Walk more. Prabhupada took that seriously, and he would go vigorously on morning walks daily. And the second doctor examined him and said he's experiencing a mild form of heart attack, and gave him some treatment, means some remedial measure, which Prabhupada also took. Therefore, Prabhupada has recommended to prioritize one's health. Very important. So that way one can be energized and ready to engage in service, even if one is not feeling like it, or even if it's raining, no matter what. Just as Vaisheshika Prabhu said, just touch the pavement for book distribution. Everything else is extra. H, health. P, last 5 minutes, I'll cover P, summarize, and conclude. P is potentially, debatably, just like the pizza and chapati, one of the most important factors. And this stands for purpose. To be purpose-driven, it states that the best alarm clock is purpose. And Japanese, we say ikigai. Chinese culture, Tao. It means to have a sense of, I'm doing something great. I'm doing something of value. This is going to make a difference for myself and others. And I was appreciating in one book called The Purpose-Driven Church by Rick Warren, as recommended by Vaisheshika Prabhu, is that, at least in the Bible, according to Rick Warren, it states that every 26 days, one must remind their congregation of purpose. Remind oneself of the why, so the how remains strong. What does that mean? Otherwise, it's very easy to get deviated, is it not, in this world of distraction? I could put my attention on something else and very easily just be carried away on that for some time. And therefore, if one has a clearly articulated purpose, it does two things at least. It helps one to remain focused, and secondly, a sense of belonging and value. And this, I'll dovetail with the 7 purposes of ISKCON and only mention the first and 7th purpose as recorded by Prabhupada. The first purpose of ISKCON is to systematically propagate spiritual knowledge to society at large and to educate all people in the techniques of spiritual life in order to check the imbalance of, what do you say? Values in life, and to achieve real unity and peace in the world, prosperity. This is the first purpose of ISKCON. I guarantee if any of you all wake up tomorrow and you read that first purpose, it'll remain in your mind for some time, and you'll think, what can I do today to help serve this first purpose that Prabhupada has given? And wake up very energized and motivated. Say, what can I do? And then the 7th purpose is, with a view towards achieving the aforementioned purposes, to publish and distribute periodicals, magazines, books, and other writings. Why did Prabhupada put emphasis on writing? Because although we may go out and play mridanga and the instruments and sing aloud, that can only last so long. However, if someone is receptive and they receive books, then they take it home with them. And Prabhupada called this Brihat Mridanga, that drum sound that reverberates to every corner of the earth. And if one has the books and reads the books and tries to understand under proper guidance, asks relevant questions and renders service, then again one will receive the nectar that's in the Bhagavad Gita by Krishna and Prabhupada as expounded on by him. This is P, to remain purpose-driven. Now a quick summary, and then I'll open up just for a few minutes for questions, reflections. A, association, sadhu sangha, has a way of having a contagious effect on our consciousness. Just be with high-minded people and have the wherewithal to take advantage of it and watch advancement happen. B, books, read them, distribute them, sponsor them. We're campaigning for Srimad Bhagavatam right now as ISKCON worldwide global goal of 100,008 by September 26th. If you don't have it and want it, or just want to sponsor for others, you're welcome to speak to me after class and I can arrange any of that for you. C, chanting, do it privately and publicly. Prabhupada purported elsewhere, do it inside and outside of the temples, as well as prasad distribution, as far as possible. This is a direct instruction. Anyone can take up. Chanting. C, D, diet. Only eat Krishna Prasad. Only honor Krishna Prasad. Because if it's not offered with a sense of devotion to Krishna, it will have a churning process in the consciousness. A little oscillation. Oscillation means round and round. The mind will be unnecessarily agitated. So simple. Either learn to cook or go to an ISV or a home program or find someone that you can cook for you, whatever the arrangement may be. However, it's very important because the average person probably eats, what is it, maybe 3 times a day now? Not including snacking. Right? We call it grazing. Like the cow grazes. Little grazing. The idea is that all the human beings, we have to eat, therefore adopt a diet that is Krishna-centered. E, engagement or seva, service. Find something that one is naturally inclined to, and then simply do it. If you like to distribute books, distribute the books. If you like to make flower garlands for the beautiful deities, do that. If you like to cook, cook. If you like to clean, clean. Like that. H, health. Find how to be in a good we call it psychophysiological state of being. It means body and mind. Find what is a natural position of strength that one can render their service with high energy over a long period of time. And P, be purpose-driven. Purpose has a way of really motivating one to take action. What is my purpose? And how do I achieve that? And then if one does with this kind of mindset, purpose-driven, you'll see that you have a little pep in your step. And Prabhupada mentioned that in response to one disciple, Prabhupada, we're restless. We don't, we're feeling stagnant basically. And Prabhupada said, restlessness is due to lack of a superior goal in life. Therefore, all that's required is to take up the 7 purposes that Prabhupada has given and render those services or purposes in such a way that resonates naturally with our propensities. This is, my dear friends, devotees, is the A, B, C, D, E, not F, G, but H, P formula for plugging into Krishna consciousness as given by others, and I'm reiterating, to start up some sort of practice. And lastly, it's important to do it in a time-sensitive fashion. Prabhupada said, finish your minimum of 16 rounds as soon as possible. That doesn't mean as fast as possible. Not like that. But it means early in the day, and do it attentively with love as soon as possible. And in this way, then go out and perform one's duties. At this point, I take about 3 minutes of questions, reflections. Questions mean something that you want to clarify, hopefully related to the topics that were described here. And reflection means anything that you heard that you want to give back for us so that we can go deeper into it. And then, yes, in the back, yes, TD.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you. So well. So well. Purification. Purification. Could you speak a moment to purification?
Our natural state is always pure. However, because of volition or free will, one has the opportunity to make a choice. And broadly speaking, choice can be for a selfish desire, or it can be for Krishna's desire. One binds karma bandhana, and the other liberates mukti. The process of bhakti yoga or Krishna consciousness is re-attaining that state of purity, of which this formula that is given is a support system to that end.
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you.
Anyone else? So we have someone over here.
Hare Krishna, everybody. So my question is about the purpose. So are we talking about the purpose of going back to Godhead, or are we talking about your duties in life and the purpose in life as such, like which is not the same as spirituality, like your real life?
Vyavaharika paramatmika. Vyavaharika means that one do those duties that pertain to the body. Paramatmika, those duties that pertain to the soul simultaneously. And the way Vaisheshika Prabhu gave this is that suppose one goes for a job interview and they ask you your name and you say Jiva Atma. Okay. And they say, then where are you from? And you say, Goloka Vrindavan. Next, please. So you play the part, my name is such and such, my body, I'm this age, I come from this place, these are my qualifications, etc. Simultaneously cultivating spiritual knowledge means striving to that end. Make sense? Correct.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, after if you want, you can ask more. For the time being, I want to go into one more kirtan. May I please have that harmonium? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Last time, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you so much for your valuable time, association, and attention. What we'll do now, dear devotees, is as efficiently as possible, please, it's a request, is we'll pick up all the asanas, put them in their respective places, including the chairs, and then we're going to redirect our attention towards the deities for the next part of the program. Thank you so much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Haribol, 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 Haribol. Can we get one more for him, Prabhu? Okay. Skill 5. Ki bajayo jaya Gaura Chandir Arati ka shobha. Pump hard, pump hard, pump hard. Ki bajayo jaya Gaura Chandir Arati ka shobha. Janavi tatavane Jagamana lobha. Janavi tatavane Jagamana lobha. Gaurangera ratika shobha Jagajana mana lobha. Gaurangera ratika shobha jana mana loba. Gaurangera ratika shobha, jaga jana mana loba. Gaurangera ratika shobha, Gaurangera ratika shobha, jaga jana mana lobha. Jaga jana mana loba, jaga jana mana loba, jaga jana mana loba, jaga jana mana loba. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Dakhineni Tai Chand Bame Gadadhara Dakhineni Dakhineni Tai Chand Bame Gadadhara Nikate Advaita Shini Vasa Chatradhara Advaita Shini Vasa Chatradhara Nikate Advaita Shini Vasa Chatradhara Nikate Advaita Shini Vasa Chatradhara Bosi Ache Gaura Chan Ratna Simhasane Bosi Ache Gaura Chan Ratna Simhasane Diva Bosi Ache Gaura Chan Ratna Simhasane Bosi Ache Gaura Chan Ratna Simhasane Arati ko Rena Brahma Adi Deva Gane 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 Nara Hari Adi Kori Chamara Dhulaya Nara Hari Adi Kori Chamara Dhulaya Nara Hari kori chamara dhulaya nara hari adi kori chamara dhulaya sanjaya mukunda basu Ghoshadi Gaya Jaya Mukunda Basu Ghoshadi Gaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Ghoshadi Gaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Shankha baje ghanta baje karatala baje Shiva Shankha baje ghanta baje karatala baje ghanta madhura mridanga baje Paramarasala Madhura Mridanga Bhaje Paramarasala Madhur 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 Bhaje 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 Shankha baje ghanta baje Madhur 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 baje 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 baje Shankha baje ghanta baje Madhur 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 baje घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे माधुर 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 बाजे हरि बोल 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 बहु कोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वल बहु कोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वल बहु कोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वल जलदेशे बनमाला घोरे जलमाला जलदेशे बनमाला घोरे जलमाला जलदेशे बनमाला घोरे जलमाला जलदेशे बनमाला घोरे जलमाला सुख नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा शिवा शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा शिवा शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा शिवा शिवा सुख नारदा प्रेमे गदा गदा कति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपादा कति विनोदा देखे गौरार संपादा जयो जय गौरचंदे आरती कशोमा जय जय गौरचंदे आरती कशोमा जय जय गौरचंदे आरती कशोभा शिवा जय जय गौरचंदे आरती कशोभा नानावितदवने जगमानलोभा नानावितदवने जगमानलोभा नानावितदवने जगमानलोभा नानावितदवने जगमानलोभा Jagajana Manaloba Gaurangera Radhika Shobha 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 Jaga Manaloba Gaurangera Radhika Shobha Manaloba Gaurangera Radhika Shobha Jagajana Manaloba Gaurangera Radhika Shobha Jagajana Manaloba Haribo 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 Gaura Haribo 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 Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Dishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gaura Nitai, 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 Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashotarshta Shri Srimad Srila Bhairacharanaravrinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jaya Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashotarshta Shri Srimad Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki. वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की, मायपुर जगन्नाथपुरी की, गंगा माई यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga.
Hare Krishna, please have a seat. We will have Narasimha Arati now. We would like to dedicate today's Narasimha Arati to one of our congregational devotees, brother, Babita Mataji's brother, Supritim Goswami, who left his body recently. So we request all the devotees to please pray to Sri Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Dev, if he so desires, to grant him shelter at his lotus feet and give him protection to Supritim Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you for considering the request.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Hiranyakashi Purvakshah Bharato Narasimha. Ito Narasimha, Bharato Narasimha. Yato yato yani tato Narasimha. Yato yato yani tato Narasimha. Bahe Narasimha, Hridaye Narasimha. Bahe Narasimha, Hridaye Narasimha. Narasimha Madin Sharanam Prapadye. Narasimha Madin Sharanam Prapadye. Tava kara kamala vaire nakha adbhuta shringa dalita hiranyakashipu tanubhinga keshavadhita naraharirupa jai jagadish Hare
Thank you all for coming to today's Sunday Feast program. Rain or shine, you're all here today, and that means a lot to us. Firstly, we'd like to thank His Grace Adinath Krishna Prabhu for giving today's wonderful class. We'd also like to thank Nitai and Namai, who jointly led such an ecstatic Gaura Arati. And Bhaktin Shreya for a wonderful Narasimha Prayers. Haribol. By a quick show of hands, who do we have here at ISV for the first time? Please raise your hand so we can welcome you. Welcome. Hare Krishna Mataji. A few Matajis in the back. Anyone else? Thank you so much for coming today. We're so glad to have you, and we really value your presence. So if there's anything you need help with or any questions, please reach out to myself, to Sri Gopal Prabhu over here, and we'd be glad to help you. We'd also like to thank His Grace Charanimai Prabhu for bringing us today's broadcast, which allowed many more people all around the world to watch today's program at ISV. Let's give them all a quick round of applause. Haribol. We have several wonderful sponsors today for today's Sunday feast, so we'd like to honor all of them. If you are here at the temple present, please come up to receive a small gift. Arvind Koluru and family are sponsoring on the occasion of their son Keshav's first birthday. Haribol. Are you here today? Yes. Shri Gopal Prabhu, maybe you can, because I'm... Arvind Prabhu, please, and Mataji, please say a few words.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much to allow us to sponsor this feast. We are so grateful to have your association. This community has been so welcoming, and please bless Keshav and all of us in our journey. Thank you. Haribol.
Thank you so much, Arvind Prabhu and family. Next, we have Babita Mataji, who's sponsoring in the honor of her brother Supratim Goswami, who recently left his body. Haribol. Mataji is right here, and she has a photo of her brother. Yes. Would you like to say a few? She would like to.
Thank you. Thank you for all of your prayers for my son.
Hare Krishna. So this is Babita Mataji is sponsoring on behalf of her brother, but this is Supratim Goswami's mother who is present here. So we pray to the feet of their lordships and Lord Shri Shri Narasimha that if they so desire, they give Supratim Goswami shelter, eternal shelter at their lotus feet. Thank you for considering our request. Hare Krishna. Next we have Bhaktin Sukanya Chakrabarti on the occasion of her husband Pranit's birthday, which was on April 9th, and also on the arrival of their baby girl Ananya, who is now 2 months old. Haribol. Are they present here today? No, but we still honor their sponsorship and a very happy birthday to an arrival of their daughter, Ananya. Next, we have Deepesh Prabhu and Bijay Lakshmi Mataji. So Bijay Lakshmi Mataji is assisting the garland team under the guidance of Krishangi Mataji, and she also does some service in the Saturday school. And they're moving to Singapore next week. So they want to thank ISV for giving them all of these services. So we'd like to really thank Deepesh Prabhu and Bijay Lakshmi Mataji. Haribol.
Why don't you ask how Mataji speak, and I will have Prabhuji speak here on this.
I would like to heartfelt thanks to give to ISV to give us this opportunity for devotional service, which I was not able to do earlier. But here I learned so many things, like like garland, I was not able to do anything before. I didn't know even that. But Krishangi Mataji very nicely taught me, and then also Sukeshwari Mataji, Hansipriya Mataji. This association is very important in my life, and I will always miss this association. But somehow, thank you all for being with me and being with us. Oh, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. And this is their little son. Haribol Bharat. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, ISV community, for providing such a wonderful association. And I want to thank Praveen Prabhu for providing, giving me some little service on Tuesday Kirtan nights. And I would like to thank Vashika Maharaj for his ecstatic, priceless Kirtans and his classes. We will miss so much from this community. Hare Krishna.
So thank you, Dipesh Prabhu and Vijay Lakshmi Mataji. We will miss you here at ISV, but consider us this family here, and we hope you come back soon. Once you are here, you go back, you are still a family of ISV. We'll keep you in our prayers, but you also keep us in your prayers, and we hope to see you again sometime soon in near future. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji and Prabhu. Next, we have Shipra Agarwal Mataji, who is sponsoring all the Sundays of April, continuing her sponsorship for all the Sundays of February and March. Thank you so much, Shipra Agarwal Mataji, for consistently sponsoring these last 3 months. Are you here, Mataji? No. We so honor your sponsorship. Next, we have a quick announcement from Raseshri Mataji about our annual day program.
Hare Krishna. So, as you all know, and as Srila Prabhupada has always said, that the core, the heart of a congregation begins with the children. So, if we educate our children, they are the next generation leaders. So, Vedic Academy is a Sunday school program that is offered, and we also have now a Saturday school program that is offered by our temple. We have over 150 students that are part of both the schools put together. We have annual days coming for both the schools next weekend. The Saturday school that meets in the morning will have their annual day from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. And then Sunday school will have their annual day on Sunday next week from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. So we would like to have a big, presence here by all the congregation members to encourage our children to see their programs, to see what progress they've made in their spiritual life, and to encourage and, pass on your blessings to them. We also offered and dedicate this event to our Guru and Guru Parampara and to our deities. So we pray that by their blessings we can continue to inculcate deep value education at this age. We also have a small logistics announcement that we request nobody park in the parking lot at that time, because we will have a lot of students, as you can imagine, in that time frame. So starting 11 a.m. next Sunday morning, we will not encourage any parking in the parking lot, just to have enough room for students to do their program that day. So we welcome you all heartily. Please do come, and we will also have an online broadcast in case you're not able to come in person. So please tune in as you can. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. And I would like to make this
We have
very...
another announcement.
Yes. Yes. I know why he's cutting me off. Because he doesn't want to be embarrassed. Today is his birthday. And if we announce after little Krishna kids, he will go. So please invite Sri Gopal Prabhu. And who would like to question him? Who would like to challenge him? Yes. Yes. We're coming to that. So Adinath, you come forward. Why don't you question Sri Gopal today? This is a family business.
And by the way, it's Adiraj's birthday also,
Yes.
so I will get my chance. Okay, Adiraj? Be mindful.
Don't let him bully you. I got you. Here. Shri Gopal.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. How old are you turning?
So what should I say? Oh, okay. You need my real age? Okay. So, okay, I'll be truthful. I'm 51 years old.
And what's your favorite part about ISV?
I think everything about ISV is so good. I can't choose one particular part, but I would say the association, all the devotees here are so welcoming. I have been here since 2002, which is like almost 25 years, where we were only few devotees at that time. But the mood of the ISV has not changed. It's the same mood of welcoming everyone who is coming for the first time or who has been here for many years. The mood of ISV has always been accommodating and giving the opportunities for everyone who wants to do any kind of service here. And once you come in, you become a part of ISV. You will, you will never regret it. And that's the best place to be here at ISV in any part of this world. So, yeah, that's the best part.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Adriraj, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Prabhu.
Are you nervous?
Not really.
Okay, yeah, you should not be nervous on your birthday. So how old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19, wow. Haribol, yes. And Adhiraj, when I have been seeing you through your, all the years that you grew up here, especially when I saw you, when you were at the apartment, with Sukeshwari Mataji's apartment by the side or downstairs or upstairs, I don't remember that part, but you were very close, next door neighbors. And you used to spend most of the time at Sukeshwari Mataji's home, and that's how you got connected to the ISV. But I have seen that when you come here, when you were very little, when you come here and take darshan of deities, you were very glued, you used to meditate on the deities. So what were you thinking? Can you share something? What were your prayers?
I just try to notice details in the deities because I think it's easy to come and see them and go. But today, I really liked the dark, bold piece of cloth that Mahaprabhu was wearing. I thought that was very beautiful. And also the bouquet that Radharani was holding. So I like to challenge myself to look at the details and try to remember one or two details from the darshan each time.
Thank you, Adhiraj. I think, it's about the details that actually matters, in the devotional service. Thank you, and we are so happy to have you back here. You've been at USC, even though you go a little far, but you make a point to come here and give us your association. And thank you for doing all the wonderful services here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley. All the youth love you. All the elder congregation loves you. And thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, so many of you see that Sri Gopal Prabhu makes an announcement, but he also does many services behind the scene. You get the weekly announcements. Actually, he sends it out every week. More than that, also, when we do this MSF offering, he does all the legwork behind the scene. So please, all of you will also have a chance to talk to him. And also for Adri. Adri Raj actually has become from Arjun to Adri Raj. So he has a huge transformation. So please stop by and learn from his young wisdom as well. Hare Krishna.
We have one final announcement of all the cooks. No, first we'll have Ananda Mataji speak about the little Krishna kids.
Hare Krishna. So we have our annual Kids Fest coming up, which happens every year in Bay Area. And it happens this year in Pleasanton, which is the 15th one. And we have hundreds of kids participating in different contests. So if you have any child of above 3 until 18, you can participate, they can participate, and please visit our website, lilkrishnakids.com. And they have a lot of contests like art, Lego, talent show, quiz, everything, and it happens just for 4 or 5 hours on Saturday. That's May 16th, Saturday, 2:30 p.m. And there are flyers outside on the lobby, so you can check it out and go for the registration. Thank you so much, everyone. And prasadam, a lot of prasadam. Thank you.
And we have one final announcement of the cooks by Soumya.
Hare Krishna. Today's Sunday feast was cooked by Ujjwala Rasa Mataji, Achita Chaitanya Prabhu, Manjari Gopika Mataji, Megha Mataji, Nishi Prabhu, Arun Prabhu, Amara, Tripti Mataji, Rachana Mataji, Supriya Mataji, Monika Mataji, Rajiv Prabhu, Rima Mataji, Uttara Mataji, Rishi Prabhu, Ishan Prabhu, Tadiya Seva Prabhu, Paru Prabhu, Shah Chandra Prabhu, Sirisha Mataji, Nanakeli Mataji, Bhavika Mataji, Anuja Mataji, Umesh Prabhu, and Kishori Mataji. Hare Krishna.
As you can see, that was a big host of cooks. So after the feast, we'd also like to request if you can stay back and help with the cleaning. That would be very wonderful to prepare the temple room. And I'll hand it over to Sri Gopal.
Adinath, can you please come here? I have a garland for you. Yeah, and you can start. You can start.
Sharira vidya jaya daika jive preme nishaya sagare Dharmade jivayati labo moisu dharmati takhe jeta tasira samsare Krishna varadaya moy gori bare jivaja Prasadam digobai Seyanamrita Radha Krishna Gunaga Premita Koti Chaitanya Nita Sharira Vidyajadu Hey Govinde Namava Salva Punya Vatam Raja Vishwaso Nivajayate Prasade Sarva Dukhanam Aniraso Bajayate Prasana Cheta Soyashu Buddhi Bhaya Vadisha Sayopa Budga Shatganda Vasulankara Charchita Utisha Buddhi Nodasa Navamayam Jayemahi Shushkam Pariushitam Bhavi Nityam Madhura Deshita Pratimatina Bhaktavyam Natakana Vichara Nadeshvani Amasata Nakarani Amastata Kaptamannam Dutam Shishte Bhoktavyam Hariravyavit Bhagavad Shri Mahaprasadam ki. Please come take prasadam.